Jane, something's going to happen during this interview that's never happened before, and I don't know what it is, which might be a problem.
So we are live streaming this interview with Richard Ashcroft. Download the app,
yes.
the Virgin Radio UK app,
yes.
so you can watch it live. And midway through this interview, you're going to cue in a track that Richard performed with Ben Jones last week.
Right.
And people will be able to watch that at the same time.
Right, so we're going to have a chat?
Yes.
I know how to do that. And then we're going to...
You're going to cue the VT.
At the end of the interview or in the middle of the interview?
In the middle.
In the middle. It's like a half-time break.
Half-time break.
So Rich is going to provide his own half-time entertainment.
Exactly.
Super Bowl for one.
Yeah.
Okay, great, Jane. I think I've got it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, okay. Let's have the...
you.
Thank you, Jane. Round of applause for Jane. Right, over to you, Tills, now.
Our next guest has been filling our ears with sonnets and Bitter Sweet Symphonies for over 30 years. He's rounded off a summer on tour with Oasis by releasing his latest album, Lovin, which is out now. So hold your hats aloft for the absolutely smashcroft. It's Richard
Ashcroft! All right, Richard.
Hey, man. Good to be here.
Thank you for those wonderful gigs in the summer. We went to one. It was unbelievable.
Oh, man. It was a great pleasure, mate. I enjoyed it so much, yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the album.
Yeah.
I've had the album on literally non-stop over the last 24 hours. I love it. I love it anyway. I love you anyway. I love the design of the cover of the album. I was hoping you were going to bring me a vinyl copy, but I didn't want to ask, and you have done, so thank you. This is going to be on in the gym. This will get me to the gym later.
Yes.
All right? This album is fantastic. I'm hearing everything in there. I'm hearing mostly Richard Ashcroft, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing Frank Sinatra in there.
Yeah.
I'm hearing Johnny Cash in there.
Yeah.
I'm hearing lots of country in there.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. You invite all those sort of gods, all those elders into your soul, into your studio. Is that how what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you're aiming. You know, you keep humble. You know, there's too many people throwing words like legends around. You know, they truly are legends. You know, your Johnny Cashes, your Sinatras, and those kind of people.
They are the giants.
But I think with this album especially, I've got as we all have these days, quite eclectic tastes, but we like the cream of the crop. And I wanted to represent that kind of eclectic viewpoint on music, give myself also as a creative person in the future, a springboard. Which direction I go, I don't know. But halfway through the project, it was quite sample-based with Lover and Lovin' You. But it took a while. During COVID, I started it before it, and then during COVID, I kind of went full circle artistically and just thought, you know, I'm really good at the simple things as well, and I don't want to just have an album where that's not represented, that side of me, straight acoustic, vocal, clear, you know, a clear statement, sentiment, emotional, heavy, and I wanted to put that in there, all those aspects of life, you know, rather than just hone in on one sonic representation. So I think that's the thing that brought me the most anxiety before it was released. How are they going to take, because a lot of projects and albums these days, you can sometimes, you know, an artist will write something good and then you get 9 versions of that thing, you know, sonically, you know, etc. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just thought, maybe it's a time just to open up a little bit and, you know, take my audience on a bit of a journey there sonically, but like you say, with the main soul being the chief guide through it, which is the voice, the lyric, and the melody. You know?
It's the sound. It's like you're right. This is sonic. It's the sound. There's a bit of Bee Gees in there as well.
Yeah, I've always been a huge Bee Gees fan. So much respect for them.
Give it all the full falsetto.
Yeah, I've got the falsettos out.
How does that go for you? Is that special? Do you have to warm up for that? Is that a big voice rest day the day before? Or
not really, no. I'm lucky. I've been very blessed, you know, thank God. Blessed with a bit of a vocal range. And that particular song I did with Mirrorways, the French producer, a number of years ago, and it was looking like it was never going to come out. So I gave him a call and said, look, let's put it on this album, because the album's eclectic, like I said, and Mirrorways is such a master at creating these sort of sophisticated French electronic things. Yeah. To me, it's like something off Michael Jackson, Off the Wall or something. It's sophisticated. It's got that great pop sound. Because I'm a fan of your heavier things, your legends, but I'm also a big fan of pop writers, you know, and melody, because I've said to you before, Chris, you know, I'm one of that generation that would tape the top 40. I had no real idea who these people were, and it was the melody, the catchy, the chorus, that's the thing that drew me in. I didn't care who they were, and I love that period of innocence with music when you, it's just magic because you don't know how it's been created, and B, you're not in this cool thing, you're not in the cool class, you're just absorbing it, and what's that chorus, I'm going to play that again. So I think that's always been in my thing. And the Bee Gees are such, the Bee Gees, of course they're not underrated, but I think because of Saturday Night Fever being such a huge momentous moment for them, it negated the incredible work they'd done before and after. And also the songs they wrote for other people were smash hits. Non-stop. They were huge. So, the Bee Gees will always be a part of my DNA. Yeah.
All right, for people who haven't heard the album, we've got it in a minute. Here we go. We got Richard Ashcroft, Lovin' You in a minute. So see if you can spot a bit of Frank in there, a bit of Frank Sinatra. That's more the melody than the voice or the lyrics. And then the bit of Bee Gees in there, a bit of Johnny Cash. Obviously, lots of Richard Ashcroft. Here we go. This album, this brand new album, in 1 minute and 1 second. How good is that together?
I love that. Yeah, that was fantastic.
I think Crimson Fire, Live With Hope is another one of my faves. I love it as a piece of work. Live With Hope is a great song.
Oh, thank you, man. I mean, Live With Hope is important. I mean, not important. It's important to me because we all go through those battles in life. You've got to be honest. We all get down. I've got to deal with these momentous moments in our life, losing people, whatnot. And Live With Hope, it could seem, that's just crass, you know, live with hope, but without hope, what have we got? You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's a lot of people in a lot of pain out there, because when you do this, what I do, you do get messages from people, personal messages. You do have that interaction with the people out there, and you get a sense of what's going on and the struggles that people have, and also the power of music. And, you know, it's such an incredible compliment when you get these people saying, look, mate, this tune or that song or that helped me. And you can't say fairer than that. That's a beautiful thing.
When we came to see you at Wembley with Oasis and with Cast, I couldn't believe it, full stop, any of it. It was unbelievable. The whole thing was unbelievable. You know, and I went the last night but one of the tour when all the expectations had been dialed up. I was so wound up. I thought, this is going to be good, but it's so unfair on tonight because tonight can't be as good as everybody said it's going to be. Yeah. Maybe after the first gig, but I had a whole summer of this. Yeah. You know, have people seen you in Oasis in Los Angeles and come back? It's like, it can't, now it may have been as good as after the first few reviews, but it can't be as good as people want it to be for me. It was better. It was better.
Fantastic.
It was unbelievable. Great to hear, man. That acoustic guitar of yours, I've said it already today on the show. I've been very fortunate enough to see Led Zeppelin live. Your acoustic guitar was louder than the whole of Led Zeppelin when I went to see them, because music has changed now. The way music is put on. Yeah. And when the crowd, the audience, your people, you know, the human beings that were in that stadium that night got together and started singing your song back to you. Yeah. It was unbelievable. Oh, thank you so much. You know, and I was one of the audience. Yeah. What was it? What is that like for you, my friend? Yeah,
it's I wouldn't say so. It can't be. You know, use the word overwhelming because I'm doing it, so I shouldn't be overwhelmed. But I'm glad you came to those shows because they were. I've said before, they were the first two of the summer or late summer, autumn, where it was dark, and suddenly from the stage I got the scale. When I was doing the Drugs Don't Work, I could see all these lights from the phones in the distance, and this coming together, this feeling of unity, and I've said before, I think I said to you, didn't I did an interview with you after the first X amount of shows, this coming together, this cathartic release of emotion was such a powerful thing. It was beyond like what we've discussed before, again, nostalgia. It wasn't just reliving something, it was in the moment, it was there and then. And you know, I thank the guys like I've thanked them before for putting me in that position, because it was, you know, sometimes my songs have become bigger than me as an artist in a way. Sometimes some artists are bigger than their songs. My work's bigger than me. It's bigger than my name.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's in every corner of the country. It's all over the world. And when you get that opportunity to get 80, 90,000 people together, it's just really life affirming.
So loud, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so loud.
It was incredible.
Because you were amplified, because you're plugged in.
Yeah.
The audience weren't plugged in. It was so unbelievably loud. Because you can't put a noise limiter on a crowd of people.
No.
Because you can't turn them down.
Well, the England manager was complaining about the atmosphere the other day, wasn't he? And it's like, mate, you should have come down to those gigs because we had Wembley rocking
Jumping.
and Oasis, and that when they came on, it was. I'm glad you came to those last two because, like you say, you would think that by then that energy may have dissipated a bit, but I don't believe it. I feel like maybe along with Murrayfield and Dublin and Heaton Park, it was up there. It could have been the best. I don't know.
Right, let's do what we've never done before. So we're going to play a performance of Richard performing live on Ben Jones's show last week on video. Because if you're watching this via the Virgin Radio app, you're now going to see this performance for the first time since it happened. All right, so let's do that now, and then we'll be back with Richard Ashcroft after this. Interesting. Round of applause for us. Round of applause for us, having never done that before. I mean, mostly for Richard because he was performing.
Thank you.
Look, it's our cameras. We press the buttons. We press play and record.
In-house.
In-house, mate. Thanks for doing that.
It's a pleasure.
Ben Jones, what a superstar. He loves his music. You know, he's new to Drive Time. Been on a couple of months now.
No, he's a great, positive guy. He brought his son down, met his son. He was a fan. He'd been to one of the shows. So there's been a lot of that going on, meeting the kids of people of our age who are now it's suddenly enthralled with it all, which is fantastic.
They're on the bus, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a bit of fun. It's like a theme park. It's not. This is what mum and dad used to like. They're going, what is this? Give us some more of this.
Because I think these kids, certainly if you're 18, and let me just get this clear now. I think Simon Cowell and what he created, there's a genius there, yeah? I mean, look, you can't argue Harry Styles is selling out about 50 Wembleys and blah, blah, blah.
He's very good at his job,
And he's successful. But what it did do is it kind of, when I was looking at people like the Smiths and the Stone Roses, people who were in control of their writing, their look, so
speaking for their generation.
Yeah, and from day one, they had that artistic control. I think the younger lot have been brought up on Saturday night thinking, well, you need 5 people to judge you, and then you might need a writer, you might need someone to show you your dance steps. And I think the younger you are, with the more control you gain over your destiny, is the better. And I think a lot of kids are waking up to that going, oh my God, look at these lot. They did it themselves.
Yeah.
There was no one else involved, really.
Well, also, they're not being judged by people who are twice their age, for a start.
Which is weird, yeah.
And also, you've got to have the control to be out of control. You've got to have enough control to be out of control.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the thing. Otherwise, nothing happens.
No,
not
of
really.
Course. You're in someone else's fenced-in
you're
situation,
being cast.
aren't you? Yeah.
You're at a casting agency. You're at a super casting agency. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, there is a reason that no band has had a #1 single in the UK for over 10 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Other than Little Mix, who had one #1 hit, and there was a supergroup. I think it's 15 years. Can you believe this?
This is insanity.
No band in the UK has had a #1 single for over 15 years, other than Little Mix and a supergroup.
Honestly, that's a mind-blowing statistic.
And both those songs stayed at #1 for 1 week.
Wow.
That's even if you say, well, okay, we'll include that then.
Yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it, Richard?
Yeah, and I think this is going to change, though. I do think the ripple effects of even just this summer tour will hit us in 2 or 3 years' time. You're going to see those 18-year-old kids forming bands, and we will see a change, I think, definitely in culture, and stats like that will be broken, because once you've got a young band playing for its generation and that excitement, I remember when the Arctic Monkeys first started, there was such an excitement, wasn't there? And around them,
they were the next wave. Weren't
Yeah,
they?
exactly.
And they were the last wave. That's the thing.
In a way, yeah. But that kind of thing might happen a little bit more often. It might just not be a one-off over the next few years. We'll see, but that's my prediction, because I'm meeting young songwriters who've been to these gigs or everywhere I go, and they're really enthused, and I think it's incredible, because you just don't know who's out there in an audience. When the Stone Roses were playing in the early days, they didn't know that I was there, Noel was there, Liam was there. They didn't know.
Yeah.
And, and without those moments, you wouldn't have had Morning Glory, you wouldn't have had Urban Hymns, you wouldn't, potentially, because that's, you can't underestimate the power of that when you get galvanized by people, when you get that excitement, and that's what we are, this country. We should also celebrate, the British Isles just have produced so much good stuff. We punch above our weight. We're fighting this huge monster, America. It's tough to do well in America when you're competing with people who live there. They're around the corner. They can, from the record companies, from the interviews, from the TV stations, they've just got such a huge.
There is a different language.
Yeah, oregano. What is it? Oregano or whatever it is. But yeah, I think it's a tough. Yeah, it's tough, and the fact that we can have that kind of success around the world, whatever you are, whether you're a pop singer, whether is something to celebrate. I don't ever diss people I stopped dissing and stopped being negative a long time ago, and I'm like, I don't care who you are, whether you're if Ed Sheeran's doing really well in America, I'm happy for him, because I know he's put the hard work in. Do you know what I mean? And I know how difficult it is. It's like we got to celebrate these people, because there's enough negativity in the world. So yeah, I think it's there's a lot of doom in the industry, but I'm actually looking at it the other way. I'm feeling like we're on that cycle now. We've reached the bottom and we're on our way back. You know what I mean?
If there's doom, it's usually because people who are peddling the doom haven't got the confidence, or originally don't have the talent, and it just makes it easier for those who have. So you've sort of, it's like a rocket ship that sort of jettisons the fuel engines and then just goes off into orbit.
Exactly.
And you talking about hanging around with the Stone Roses being on stage and everybody who we'd now ever heard of being in the audience. Joanna Lumley was on the show a couple of Fridays ago, and she was talking about hanging around in the 60s around Carnaby Street when the Beatles were out getting a loaf of bread and David Bowie was getting a packet of fags, and the Who were at the 100 Club and the Faces were around, and it's a similar kind of scene. You got to get the scene back. That's what's going on there. If you could bottle something from your experience over the summer, what can you bottle? What can you take with you? How has it changed you as a person? What are you going to do with what happened to you?
I'm going to really put extra effort into finding the inspiration to write my next set of songs. It's that connection, it's that reconnection with people, it's feeling what they... So I'm not going to write... I'm not writing really for the audience, I'm writing for myself, but it's reinforced what people truly love about what I've done. And I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to let it inspire me, and hope to, over the coming 2, 3, 4 years, get more albums out, get more work out, get more songs out, and try and push myself to reach those heights that I immediately communicate with these people, and and stay humble, because I think what I found is walking around, I was lucky, I think I said to you before, I'm not them headliner. I could walk around these cities and meet the people before the gig, do a few photographs.
Sort of.
Yeah. Feel the energy.
Yeah.
And feel that connection
I bet it got
between...
more difficult as the tour went on.
Yeah, I mean, it got a bit crazy, but it was still enjoyable because I just got to have that connection with the people. And I think that's the thing. It's like, that's why people have mourned the loss of Ricky Hatton so much, because he was a humble guy, and the normal working class, the lad, fan, could feel that connection, even if you've never met him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's the balance that someone like me's got to have. I've got to be able to go on at Wembley, entertain 80,000 people, make that connection. But I'll tell you, on the way today, this is what makes me humble. I just got in the car on the way to you this morning. I looked down at my brand new pair of pumps, and I see a bit of doggy do on there. So I said to the driver, mate, you're going to have to pull over. So I've got one shoe off near a bin, and this fella walks past. Morning, Richard, how you doing? And
Yeah,
I said,
pretty good.
I'm just getting the dog poo off my shoe, mate.
Yeah.
And he went, it's not my dog, is it? I went, no, don't worry about it. But it's like, it's those little moments
Same
that are
poop, different day.
yeah, it's just funny, you know? And I think that's the thing. That's the balance you got to try and find. You got to try and find that energy to project something larger than life on the stage. But then you've got to be able to come down and be normal, be real. Don't lose yourself. Like I said earlier about the legend thing, or in my journey, I'm nowhere near it. It's almost like all those discussions about where you're placed in this whole music world, they're for when you're gone in a way. Because I genuinely feel like, if we're looking at the summer, it was like a year zero again for me. It was a new starting point. It's like, I've done that. I've got that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
I've got those songs that you love. But really, taking, as I said before, Johnny Cash, I've said it many times, those last songs he did were some of the greatest works he ever did.
Without question.
And he was in his 70s, you know? And that
And he
gives
did
you...
so many, didn't he?
He did such great work at the end. It had so much emotional...
Fearlessness.
and the voice and
It was naked, wasn't it?
vulnerability of it.
Totally.
And I think that's inspiring. So, that's where I'm looking at. I'm like, right, I'm here now.
You're not in your 70s yet, mate.
No.
Don't get that too
Well, in a way,
quickly.
that's what I mean. There's a long way to go,
No, I get
God
it.
willing.
I get it, man. I get it. Listen, what's it going to be like for these 12 gigs? So if you want to see Richard, maybe you still can, richardashcroft.com. The album Lovin' You is out now. We're getting loads of WhatsApps about the album. People downloading it as we speak, which is great. Richard's 12-date tour begins in Manchester on Saturday, 8th of November. I mean, you're trying to put the genie back in the bottle, aren't you?
Yeah.
From a stadium to a theatre. I mean, that's going to be special, man.
Well, actually, these are the Manchester one.
Oh, they're arenas, sorry.
That's the biggest,
And
arena.
they're sold out.
Yeah.
Sorry about
it's
that.
the biggest arena in Europe, yeah.
Sorry, I apologise. But it's still smaller than Wembley.
But it's wonderful to do the stadiums first. Because, it's kind of...
It's a reverse warm-up.
Yeah, it's kind of made the arena a theatre. As you said, you were right all along.
I sort of meant, that's why I'm trying to get myself out of it. But
very exciting, like you say.
Of
course, you're not going to completely repeat that energy, but what I can do is display more of my
and there's a roof.
show.
So it'll be
there's
different.
A roof, it's good, happy days, and I can play for a couple of hours. I've got a lot of songs that I couldn't play with Oasis that my fans enjoy, so it's going to be a big set.
All right. Manchester's sold out. Cardiff is sold out. Liverpool's sold out. London's sold out. You can still get tickets. Lastminute.com tickets for Glasgow, Leeds, Birmingham, Newcastle, Dublin, London, Reading, and Ludlow. They're next year, actually, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Rich, great to see you, man.
Great to
Thanks
see
for
you,
my
man.
vinyl.
It's a great pleasure,
Thanks
Chris.
for my vinyl. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get home. I got a busy day today, but I'm going to have to cancel some stuff to go to the garage, lift weights that I'm scared of, whilst listening to your album.
Awesome,
man. Next time I see you, I'll give you the Nick Drake album that I've got on hold for you.
Fantastic.
Joe
Appreciate
in Hull
that.
says, good morning, Chris. Just downloaded Richard's new album. Can't wait to give it a blast. Been a big fan, and so many of his songs resonate with things that have happened throughout my life and will stick with me forever. Thank you, Rich, for so many great songs. And that's
Thank you for
true.
that. That's really nice.
The thing about your songs is all of them could be in films. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? They're all, and if you play one of Richard's songs, if you're in the car and you look out the window and you see the world passing by, you feel like you're in a film. Kaz says, love Richard's new album. Been playing it non-stop. It's just brilliant. Val says, loving Richard's humility indeed. Hope is vital. Vital vinyl. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
And
Thanks
love
for your
the
support,
John
mate.
Moxon.
The Moxon is on.
He's got the Motti sheepskin on.
Oh, yes.
That could be an original Motti, couldn't it?
Who knows? I'm looking for a match day ticket in the pocket.
What do you do in the day, by the way? What do you do? I mean, obviously you work, but say it's not a weekend and you've got an easy week, right?
Yeah.
How does it look? Just give us a vague outline.
Well, it depends. If I'm in the city, it's where are we going to take the dogs for a stroll?
Right.
Yeah, because we've got a German Shepherd that doesn't like other dogs.
Got it.
So we've got to plan our routes.
Got it.
So there'll be that. There'll be messing around in the garden. Very basic, nothing really. In the country, it's great because I've got a fence. It's so lazy. I can just walk out with them, no worries.
Right.
So a lot of our life's based around our dogs.
Simple
now.
stuff.
Simple things, yeah. Nothing too amazing. But like I say, I'm trying now to get back to, even if I only do half an hour of writing and an hour just messing with the guitar and coming up with some good stuff.
Waiting for it to come.
Yeah.
The muse is back, mate.
The muse is definitely back. And thank God, you know, it's sometimes it's, I think when you're younger, these things flow because you have no clue. And as you get a little bit older, you can reach these blocks. But
You get in your own way, don't you?
yeah, but this album's opened it up, so I'm happy about that.
So bittersweet simplicity.
Yeah, bittersweet simplicity,
Love
mate.
it. All right. Thanks, Rich.
Nice one, man.
You're the best. So for Richard Ashcroft! Check that out! Vinyl! Evans' vinyl! Get your mitts off!